Hey guys, welcome to my channel. If you're into true crime, make sure you hit the subscribe button, click the bell notification down below, and you'll be notified when I post new videos. My goal was to try to post at least 2 new videos a week. I've only posted 2 other videos on this channel. Things have happened. I haven't had a chance to post, but now it looks like I'll be able to start posting. May just be 1 video a week, but still. I think that these videos are important. Some of them will be about cold cases. Some of them are just stories like today's. If you have a story that you would like for me to share, make sure you go to my email, which will be in the description box down below. Email me, or you can leave me a comment and say, hey, you should check this one out. I also have 2 other channels. One is about love stories. So if you're interested in that, check that one out. I'll have the link in the description box below. And I also have another channel that's just kind of a whatever. Anyway, be sure to check that one out too, and I'll have that one in the description box below. Without further ado, let's go ahead and get into today's story. Today's story is about Anthony Quinn Warner. I don't know if you've heard about the Christmas Day bombing that happened in Nashville, which happened last year in 2020. That's who this is going to be about. It's going to be about the bomber. But let me say first that there is some material that you will probably find disturbing, so viewer discretion is advised. So with that being said, let's go ahead and get into today's story. When you think about Christmas, you think about a feast with lots of desserts, being together with your family, and kiddos running around with their new toys that they have just opened. It's time for joy and laughter, but Christmas of 2020 was not that way for the residents of Nashville, Tennessee. For them, it was a time of fear, sadness, pain, and even death. Nashville, Tennessee, also known as Music City, is the capital. It's also famous for being the capital of country music. Nashville is home of the Grand Ole Opry, the Country Music Hall of Fame, and it is home to many of the country artists that we listen to today. 1.96 million people call Nashville their home. It's 211 miles from another famous town in Tennessee, which is Memphis, Tennessee. Memphis is known as the birthplace of rock and roll. So today's story focuses on Anthony Quinn Warner. Anthony, known as Tony to the people in his neighborhood, was born January 17, 1957 to Charles Bernard Popeye Warner and Betty Christine Warner. He also had a brother, Charles Stephen Warner, who was known as Steve, and he has a sister named Teresa Ann Warner Wardrop. His father passed away July 5th, 2011, and his brother passed away from cancer on September 17th, 2018. Anthony grew up in Antioch, and Antioch is a suburban neighborhood which is 12 miles southeast of downtown Nashville. He attended Antioch High School. He played on the golf team for the school. His golf coach, Charlie Bosman, says that what he could remember about Anthony was that he was a quiet, polite, and nerdish student. According to Bosman, Warner was not outgoing at all. He graduated in the mid-1970s, and he stayed in the Antioch area working IT jobs. In 1978, Anthony was charged with a felony for drug possession, and he had 2 years of probation, but he never had any other run-in with authorities after that one time. Warner was never married, and he never had any kids. He at one time did have a girlfriend, which I will mention later in the story, and there is actually speculation that he may have had another girlfriend, which I'll touch on briefly. And that relationship was never really confirmed. Anthony's neighbors, they describe him as a recluse. They said he wasn't friendly. He never really associated with anybody at all. Like, he pretty much kept to himself. Prior to the bombing, he started doing some stuff that was really, really weird, and it made no sense at all. And some of the stuff that he had done was, sometime in 2018, Anthony used power of attorney to take his childhood house away from his mother. In a 2018 lawsuit, his mom said the claim on the house was fraudulent. In January of 2019, he gave this house to a 29-year-old woman named Michelle Swing. March 23rd of 2019, she gave the house back to his mother. In 2010, Anthony had purchased a 2-story red brick house. It was in Antioch, and he purchased the house for $249,000. November 25th of 2020, he sent a letter to Michelle informing her about the house, and he was giving her the house via quitclaim deed for $0. She passed that letter on to the FBI. No one knows why he just gifted her these two houses, but as I mentioned before, there was a lady that there was some speculation that he had been dating, but it wasn't confirmed. That lady was actually Michelle's mother. So another bizarre thing he did, he had given his car to an ex-girlfriend and told her that he had cancer. And then 3 weeks prior to the bombing, he had told one of his clients that he was going to retire. So after the bombing, the Tennessee Bureau of Investigation came back and said that there was no reason that Anthony was on their radar. Like, they had no idea that he could do this. But according to a Metro Nashville police report, that actually shows differently. There had been a report in August of 2019 that actually shows that the local and the federal authorities had been aware of threats that Anthony had been making. On August 21st, 2019, the ex-girlfriend that he had given the card to had told police that Anthony had been building bombs in the RV trailer that was on his property. The reason why she told the police this is because they ended up coming to her house. The reason why the police showed up at her house was because her attorney, Raymond Throckmorton III, was concerned about some of the things that this ex-girlfriend had been saying. So when the police showed up, there were 2 unloaded guns that were right next to her, and she was like, I don't want these anymore. They're Anthony's, and I want them out of my house. And at this time is when she explains to them what Anthony was doing. Throckmorton had also told police that, he'd been talking about bomb making, and he'd been talking about the military quite a bit. He also shares with the police that, hey, he knows what he's doing, and he could easily make a bomb. So at this point, Throckmorton is urging police to seriously look into this claim, because the ex-girlfriend is terrified that he's going to come back and he's going to hurt her. And then right after that, Throckmorton and the police convince this lady to go get checked out, go to the hospital by ambulance and have a psychological evaluation. So after this, police go to Anthony's house. They knock on the door, there's no answer. They knock several times, there's no answer. They see the RV, they see it behind a fence, but they can't go and check it out because they don't have authorization to do that. There's no warrant. He hasn't done anything at this time. There's nothing criminal to make them, go and check the RV or check his house. So they just kind of leave, So the FBI at this point, they're trying to find something on Anthony. They're looking and they're looking and they're looking, and they can't find anything. August 28, 2019, the Department of Defense comes back and says, we aren't finding anything. All the checks that we found on him, they're all negative. So they pretty much just put it aside and said, we're done. We can't find anything. According to the Tennessean, though, the FBI reported to them that sometime along the timeline of August the 26th, that police had called Throckmorton, but he denied them to be able to go on his property, and he denied them the opportunity to talk to Anthony. So a week before the bombing, Rick Laud, which is his neighbor, he sees Anthony standing at the mailbox, and he's kind of pulls over and starts talking to him, and he's like, hey, how's your mom? And they're having small talk. And then Rick is like, hey, so is Santa gonna bring you anything good for Christmas? He says that Anthony just kind of smiles, and he's like, oh yeah, Nashville and the world will never forget me. Rick was like, oh, okay. And he just thought maybe something financially good was going to happen. And, he was like, oh, okay, cool, whatever, and he drives off. On December 25th, 2020, at around 1:22 a.m., Anthony parked the RV on 2nd Avenue North in downtown Nashville. Between 5:11 a.m. and 5:26 a.m., a security camera that was near the RV captured what sounded to be over 20 gunshots. This woke up some of the nearby residents, who called 911. Officers responded to the area about 6 a.m. I'm going to play a portion of this video, and it's the video of when you can hear what sounds to be gunshots that are going off that was picked up by the security camera. Also, I'm going to play a couple of clips from the 911 calls about the gunshots.
Friday, December 25, 2020, 05:26 and 47 seconds.
911, what is the address of your emergency?
178 2nd Avenue North.
178 2nd Avenue North?
Yes.
Okay, what's the phone number you're calling from?
I don't want to give it.
Okay, what's your name?
Brian.
Brian, what's going on there?
There have been 3 rounds of gunshots inside the building. First about 7 or 8 minutes ago, and then about 5 minutes ago. And
what
then
floor are the shots on?
I can't tell.
Okay.
It's a 4-story building.
4-story building, okay.
And it has an atrium within the middle of the building. So there's 4 units on each floor. And there's 4 floors, and there's an open atrium.
Okay. Did you see or hear anything else?
No, but they're in the building.
Okay. And just to verify, it's going to be 178 2nd Avenue North, is that correct?
Yes.
Okay. Do you want to talk to officers when they come out?
No, I'm too scared to come out of the apartment.
Okay, well, I wouldn't advise going out of the apartment, okay? But I'm going to go ahead and let you go. If something changes or gets worse, give us a call back.
Please tell me, though, how are the cops going to get into the building?
What do you mean?
How are they going to get into the building to investigate this?
What do you mean, how the cops going to get inside?
Well, there's gunshots going on in the building.
Well, the officers would take every precaution they can to get inside the building to make sure everything's okay.
Okay.
Okay, you're welcome.
Friday, December 25, 2020, 05:28 and 46 seconds. Friday, December 25, 2020, 05:34 and 0 seconds.
Metro Nashville 911, what is the address of your emergency?
166 2nd Avenue North.
Okay, is that off of Church and Commerce?
Yes.
What's the phone number you're calling from?
It's just a building. I'm calling from,
What's your name?
my name is Kim.
Kim, is there a name for that building?
It's called the Ray Building, RHEA.
Alright.
But I don't need any police inside the building. We're hearing gunshots on the street.
Okay. How many shots did you hear?
We've heard it happen 3 times now, and each time it sounds like it's 6 or 7 shots. And it's happened, it happened, and then 30 minutes later it happened, and then again 20 minutes later it happened.
Okay.
We haven't
When's
seen
the last
anything. I'm
time
afraid
you heard it?
It happened about, that'd be 10 minutes ago? Yeah. 10 minutes ago. They're coming.
Okay.
It happened about 10 minutes ago the last time. We haven't seen anything, however.
You haven't seen anything else or heard anything else?
No, it's been about 10 minutes. We haven't seen or heard anything, and, we haven't raised our shades because we're trying not to draw any attention to our windows.
Yeah. All right, it looks like we already have a call, and we do have the officers on it already.
Oh, has somebody else already called?
Yeah, someone else called. We do have officers. Actually, one's outside that building.
Thank you. Yeah, I hear somebody out there right now. Thank you so much.
No problem. You have a good day.
Okay, bye.
Friday, December 25, 2020, 05:35 and 50 seconds. Friday, December 25, 2020, 05:38 and 32 seconds.
911, what is the address of your emergency? It's 2nd Avenue North. We have a recording out here saying there's a limited time to evacuate this area. on 2nd Avenue North in downtown Nashville. Is that you guys?
2nd Avenue.
Is that law
Where at on
enforcement?
2nd?
166 2nd Avenue North.
166.
There's a recording out there that's saying there's a limited time to evacuate this area. There's a large bomb inside this vehicle.
Let me check and see what we got.
Can you please send the police up here? Meanwhile, I'm getting dressed. Can you please send the police up here?
Yeah, we definitely can.
166 2nd Avenue North.
It looks like we have them
I'm sorry, I'm in a panic.
Okay, we do have officers out there, like right near 178, which is right.
Right, are they reporting anything about this recording that we're hearing?
We got like a call about shots being heard.
Yeah, shots, but now there's a sound on there that says there's a limited time to evacuate this area. There's a large bomb inside this vehicle that is playing over and over and over outside.
Gotcha.
And I was just concerned that that's the police car saying that.
Yeah, well, I don't see anything in this call, but they are out there, so I don't know.
Okay, thank you. I'm going to look out the window.
Do you want to speak to an officer?
No, I'm just going to get dressed real quick. Thank you. Merry Christmas. Bye.
Merry Christmas. Bye.
Friday, December 25, 2020.
Residents and police said that they heard a warning from the loudspeaker at the RV. It then started a 15-minute countdown. The RV then plays a few lines of the song Downtown by Petula Clark. The lines were, "The lights are much brighter there. You can forget all your troubles, forget all your cares." And then at 6:30 a.m., the RV explodes and it kills 63-year-old Anthony Quinn Warner. The explosion harmed 3 other people, causing them to be hospitalized, but fortunately, there were no other deaths other than Anthony's. Damage had been done to 65 buildings, with some of those being heavily damaged. Okay, so I'm going to play a few different clips of the different angles of the explosion. Turn your volume down, because especially if you have earbuds, because it'll cause you to have a jump scare. Because every time I listen to it, I even know that it's there and I still have a jump scare. So discretion is advised in this instance.
All buildings in this area must be evacuated now. All buildings in this area must be evacuated now. All buildings in this area must be evacuated now. If you can hear this message, evacuate now. If you can hear this message, evacuate now.
Three. 10-4.
That's so weird. That's like something out of a movie.
Like The Purge?
Yeah.
Well, in the meantime, I found out that that building that it's next to is the building that houses all the hard lines for phones throughout the southeast.
Makes sense. Good spot to put a bomb.
Take a ride up on Tuesday.
Well,
Take a ride on the 5th is what that said.
$4.15.
415.
We do not need fire on standby at this time.
Alright.
Fire medical down here went off. Fire medical signal 10.
Sadly, they never found a motive as to why Anthony felt the need to do this. They know that he was really a huge conspiracy theorist, and he was dealing with paranoia. And then with the conspiracy theory about 5G network, they think that that might have been a motive. He was parked like next to an AT&T building. The explosion did cause a disruption in the cell service in that area for a little while. So it's been a little over 7 months. 31 businesses have now reopened. There are still businesses that are being, rebuilt. According to project manager Ron Gabel, I'm not sure if that's how you say his last name, but he says that 21 of those businesses are now under normal construction. It's a really sad situation, and my prayer is that the people of Nashville will be able to rebuild and move on from this. And my heart goes out to those people in Nashville, and I doubt that they will ever find a motive unless he has it written somewhere and they go through his stuff and they find it. But other than that, I don't think they'll ever find a motive. Thank you for taking the time to watch the video. Again, if you're into true crime, be sure to hit the subscribe button, click the bell notification so you can get notified when I post a new video. Be sure to go check out my other channels. Also, I will have a link to all my social media in the description below. Check those out if you want to as well. If you have a story that you'd like for me to share that's a true crime story, maybe you know personally of somebody, or you think there's a cold case that's interesting and you want me to check it out, let me know. Email will be in the description box down below, or post a comment. And with that being said, y'all have a wonderful day, and I will see y'all in the next video. Bye.